Let's do the next example. Franny and Jasmine use the same trail for their Saturday walk. Okay, two people are going for a walk. The question wants to know, we're going to skip to the very last sentence. How many hours X will Jasmine walk before she catches up to Franny? They want how long until Jasmine catches up. Next part is we write down the facts. Franny is walking at 2 miles per hour, and that's it. Franny, 2 miles per hour. And then if that's miles per hour, then that's probably the one that's going to get the variable, because we're talking about hours. Jasmine starts when Franny is at the 3-mile marker. So Franny is at the 3-mile marker whenever Jasmine starts. That means that Franny is already 3 miles ahead of Jasmine. So she gets a plus 3 miles for Franny. And then Jasmine is probably going to be the next person they talk about in this story. Jasmine is walking at a pace of 4 miles per hour. Now let's take this and make an equation out of it. We want them to catch up and meet each other. If they're going to meet each other, that means we have an equation. On the left side of that equation, we're going to put all of Franny's stuff. So this is 2 miles per hour. And then our variables were hours, X hours. So if this is miles per hours, and then our variables are hours, X is going to multiply right there, times X. And then we also have a plus 3 miles. And that's going to be equal to Jasmine's side, which is just 4 miles per hour times however many hours she walks. Now let's check this. We're going to write it down, but we're going to write it again in the checkbox without the units this time. If we were just looking at this as straight math, this would be 2x plus 3 equals 4x. This would be the straight math side. I don't know if it's the answer yet. We need to check it against the top. If we look at the top, 2x plus 3 equals 4x is what we need. And down here we have 2x plus 3 equals 4x. So this one did work. Alright, so that's how you'd use a problem-solving board. Summarizing, you need to write down the important part of the question. What is it asking? It was asking how many hours. That goes in the top left of the problem-solving board. Then, all you have to do is write down what they gave you. The stories are always going to have the facts, the numbers in there. Some of these numbers, maybe we don't need them all, but in this story, we did need them all. What goes in this think box was just the facts. It had nothing to do with an answer. Then you turn those facts into a possible answer here. This is a possible answer, but it doesn't have to be the right answer. Once you try something, after you've tried, after you attempt something, then you check and see if what you came up with makes any sense at all. If it makes some sense, then check it in the very fine details to see if it makes all of the sense. Because what we did with that first question, the party supply one, that one made some sense, but it just didn't match the question that we were actually asking, so it wasn't the one that we were looking for. This one, it made some sense with Franny and Jasmine, and it turned out that yes, it did match the equation at the top. I want you to attempt these next two on your own, and I'm going to show the answers for them in about 10 seconds. Okay, here are the answers for those next two questions. Like I said, eventually you won't need the problem-solving board, but for now, you're only beginning your actual real math classes.